it's epithet. That's fine. Okay. So last time we did grammar, we talked about hic, haec, hoc, and ille, illa, illud. Okay, what did we call those things? What are they technically? Caitlin? They're demonstratives, good. And they can either be used as adjectives or sometimes as pronouns. Okay, does that kind of make sense to everybody? Like we're all on the same page with hic, haec, hoc, and ille, illa, illud? Okay, hic, haec, hoc means this or these, and ille, illa, illud means that or those. Okay. Now, today we're going to talk about first, second, and third pronouns. All right, now it's going to seem like a lot at first, but remember, these patterns tend to repeat. Okay, I'll say that again. The patterns tend to repeat. So if you are aware and you're looking for them, you will see them. Okay? So let's first talk about our fave. It's so weird to write with lines. I'm usually all over the place. Okay. So these are fairly simple, and you actually know them already because a weird white guy did a song to them and danced to them.
Oh, that was the Latin teacher.
Yeah, the Latin. High pause. My favorite guy.
Wait, what is it? What does that say?
First person personal pronouns.
Oh, I thought today.
Ooh, ooh. We know some? Okay. All right, so let's.
I do not recognize the first person part. It's a class of first person, like.
All right, so those are our cases on the side, and we'll just go through. We're going to do our first persons in the singular and in the plural. Okay, so we've got ego, mei, mihi, me, and may. Okay, and then in the plural, we've got nos, nostri. Sometimes also in the genitive plural, there's an alternative form. It's nostrum. Right? Like think about the Romans. What do they call the Mediterranean Sea? Mare nostrum. Our sea. Right? How, this might not be a word, hubristic is that? Right? How hubrisful? Full of hubris. How full of hubris is that?
Going up to the tree, but that's my tree.
Yeah.
Except it's an ocean.
Very possessive. But I guess the Romans were that way. Okay, so we've got nos, nostri, nobis. Make sure there's not a macron here. That is. Nos, nobis. Okay, and that's it. That's just I or me. Okay, does that kind of make sense? All right, now these cases all function like they normally would. Okay, so in the nominative, it's like I, genitive of me, mihi, to or for me. May is just me, but as the direct object or an accusative or preposition. And then may is by, with, from, in, or on me. That kind of thing. Okay, and then same thing for the plural. Does that all kind of make sense? Like how the cases are used for the pronouns? Okay. Any questions so far? Great. Let's do second person. right, so same as before, we're gonna build our chart here. We got our cases on the side. Okay, so in the singular, you got tu, tui, tibi, te, te. And similarly to the first person, right, the pattern is very, very similar. Just replace that N with a V for most of them. Okay, so nos becomes what? Vos. Okay, the only one that's kind of different, nostri becomes westri, or sometimes westrum. That's the alternative form. Right, so if I wanted to call it your sea, I would say mare westrum. Okay, nobis would become wobis, yeah. Nos becomes wos again. Okay, and nobis becomes wobis again, yeah. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. All right, similarly to the first person, the case function is the same. Okay, so you, of you, to or for you. You is a direct object or object of preposition, and then you, like by, with, from, in, or on. You. Buyoff, yes, exactly. Okay, and then the same for the plural. Any questions on these? Fairly straightforward? Are they okay? Okay. One little note. Keep in mind, like, these are not used to show possession. Like, for that to do possession in Latin, like if I wanted to say my book or your face, right? We would use actual adjectives. You've seen these before. Meus, mea, meum. And for you, you would use tuus, tua, tuum. Okay, so you can, but I just want you guys to note that these are how you do, like these are possessive adjectives. These are a little different than the pronouns. Yes, Caitlin.
So then, like, how do you use it?
That's a good question. You're not gonna see them very often until much later. Like when we get to authentic Latin, actual Roman people do use it sometimes, but it's a case by case basis. Yeah, it's a little weird. I actually never thought about that before.
Is that tuus, tua, tum?
Yeah,
Is that mia or mua?
mea.
Okay.
Sorry, my handwriting is, I write in drunken italics, and it's not very legible. Drunken italics, that's what I call it.
It is like,
It's like drunken print, that's really,
It's kind of like
I like it though.
it's like
very
italics,
Latin.
but it's like extra slanted, also not consistent.
I slant towards the left, which is odd because I used to slant towards the right.
Yeah, it's very Latin. Like you can tell you're a Latin teacher by your handwriting.
That's funny.
Really?
Like you wouldn't be a math teacher, maybe an English. Oh, she could be an English teacher with that handwriting.
It looks Latin.
Yeah, it looks
That's
nice,
Latin,
very
yeah.
Latin.
That's
I
funny.
just look, or history. The Latin one is history.
Yeah, I thought about it.
So like,
I was this close.
what if she had like Miss Scoville's handwriting?
I can't write like her. She
Yeah,
writes like,
Miss Scoville's handwriting is so nice.
I'm gonna
She
try.
writes on the iPad and standing up too.
It's like round.
It still looks this way.
Yeah, I can't write like she can. Like, what is that?
Hers is like very like round, but all the letters are like the same size.
Exactly.
It's like almost like
It's so
practice like the ones they like the workbooks they give you where you have to like trace them like.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, left hand.
Yeah. This is really hard.
Plus, Mr. Jeffrey writes very like an English teacher.
Anyway, yeah, he does write like an English teacher. Okay. So those are just our pronouns. One other side note, I'm just gonna put a little asterisk here. Okay. There is a way, like if I wanna say with me or with you or with y'all or something like that, what you would think, right? What's the preposition with? Cum, right? So you would think, don't write this. You might think it would be cum plus the ablative. Like if I want to say with me, I would say cum me. But Latin, it doesn't do that. Instead, what it does is it does me cum.
Me with.
Yeah, me with, but it literally means like with me. Or similarly, tecum, with you. Okay, nobiscum. With us.
Nobody's comb is a word.
Yep, and wobiscum.
Kind of funny though.
So really all it is with y'all, all it is just a flip. Like it's a prepositional phrase that's been flipped and smashed together to make one word. Right? Because I guess maybe they used it frequently enough that they decided to
Make a word.
make it like an actual word rather than just a prepositional phrase. But again, I don't know. I don't know why it does that. It just does that. So if you see that, don't be surprised. I also sometimes talk to my dog and I tell him this when I want him to follow me.
I just thought you said with your daughter. I was like,
You have a dog.
Yes, my dogger. Just kidding, he's a boy. Yeah. Okay.
You should bring in your dog to Salem one day. Because I don't think they'd allow you to bring it in the school, but you should like bring it.
He would bite holes in everybody's dry suit.
wait, you should bring your dog on next Thursday.
Hardy har har, Harry the platypus.
Third person.
Just move that away. Okay, yep, so we've done first, second, now let's do third. Okay, and remember, third person is who?
He, she, it.
Yeah, he, she, it, they. Okay. Now this one's going to be a little bit longer. Oh, are you guys good with this? Can I scroll away? Okay, so we're going to have... Maybe watch me build this first. We're going to build this chart similarly to the way that Hick, Hike, Hulk was. So we're going to have the 3 columns, mask, fem, neuter.
You can write Noah.
Eh?
No, I'm going to stuff.
Well, that's the next thing I'm going to do. So we've got our first column, mask, fem, newt. And then on the side, we're going to write our cases. So we've got nam, gen, date, ac, and ab. Okay. Now, when you recite these, similarly to Hick, Hike, Hulk, you go across and then you go down, and then across, like down and across. Does that make sense? Okay, so you'll see, we're gonna do it this way. So we've got our nominative singulars. These are very simple. Is, ea, id. Okay, the genitive. Now, in Hick, Hike, Hulk, and ille, illa, illud, Are the genitive singulars the same?
Yes.
Yeah. It's huius, and ilius. Okay? So, what do we think could possibly be the ending here? Using the pattern that you already know. Huius and ilius. What's the commonality?
US.
IUS. So the genitive is just eius.
Wow.
Look at that.
I feel like this looks familiar.
It should. I've at the very least talked about it before. I probably haven't taught it to you, but I've probably mentioned it.
Do I remember it? No.
Oh, my leg. Okay. Now, hic hai kok, think back. Hic hai kok, huius. Huik. So the dative is all the same. How about ille, illa, illid, right? Ille, illa, illid. Ilius. Ili. What's the, well, there's really not a commonality there. So I'll just tell you what it is.
I.
It's an I, so it's e,
A.
e.
I
Okay,
like
so-
the double vowels, or like
Yeah, they're kind of fun.
A.
Okay, now. Yeah, so we've got hunk, honk, hawk. That's not going to help us. But ille might help us here. So we got ille, illa, illid, ilius. Illi, illum, illam, illud. Good. Okay, so here we've got a id. Okay, and this actually follows the neuter rule, right? The nominative and the accusative are the same. So that pattern checks out too. Okay, and then lastly, let's use, yeah, illo, illo, and this is very similar. This is just ao, ao. See how easy this is? You see the patterns? They repeat like I told you. I told you so. Alright, so these are the singulars. Now let's do the plural. Y'all ready for this? It's so nice to have the lines on the page. I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. It looks less slanted and like crooked.
There's 2 weeks left to school.
I know. I could have been doing so much better.
You can use the line paper and then change the blank paper.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, sorry, I was like just thinking about this, but you know the acronym like never give dogs our apples?
Yes.
Is it like actual just like accusative because it's like AC?
That's why I tell you guys.
Did you what?
I'm just
What? Actual what? Abuse. Because AC and AB.
Oh my gosh! I never realized that.
I highlighted it.
Yeah, it's in the
I highlighted it in yellow and I was like, guys, actual AC, abuse, AB, yeah.
Oh well.
I
That's why I like to use that one. Others, like kids have come in who've had Latin before and they're like, well, my teacher told me to use this one. And I'm like, yeah, but my way's better because mine actually does the thing.
Oh my gosh! I never realized that.
I was like just thinking about that. Like I was writing it down. I was like, never give dogs actual customers.
And you're like,
Hey.
there it is.
That was actual, any apples.
Yeah, see, like you could say never give Dawas any apples, but any and apples like don't really give you any hints. They don't give you hints about what those two bottom cases are.
How did you just realize that?
See what I mean?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, now, if we know our first and second declension endings, we're probably going to be totally okay here, just like we were with hic, hai, kok, and ille, illa, illud. All right, so let's see if we can figure this out. Let's do the masculine first. So we've got our masculine endings. Let's second declension. Let's rattle them off. Us, I, o, o. I, orum, is, os, is. Okay, and the pattern is true here. So let's just, to write them down, we're just going to go down, but when you recite them, you do it across. All right, so we've got ei, eorum, eis, eos, eis. Okay? Right? So us, I, o, I, orum, is, os, is. That checks out. Super easy.
So it's all the same.
It's all the same. Yeah.
Ooh.
Right? It's nice. And the plural is so easy, right? Like, so honestly, if you memorize the singular, that's probably your best bet. You can figure out the plural if you know your endings for first and second declension, which you should have memorized by now. You good there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Did you see me cross my eyes?
Yeah, that's why I asked if you're all right. Okay, now, first declension. Let's go through those endings in our head, well, out loud. I, arum, is, as, is. Lo and behold, here we go. AI. AI.
AI.
Captain.
Like the Snapchat AI.
Ugh.
So creepy.
Oh, that's actually a joke. I haven't talked to him for like a week and a half, and he hasn't reached out yet.
Mine's a her.
Oh,
Let me have. Wait, why is it a her? Just because.
You guys are talking to AI?
I don't have Snapchat. I got locked on my account.
Losers.
I wish I could drag and drop.
She wrote like that.
Oh. Oh.
It just gives me like pain, if you get what I mean.
Okay, last one. All right, same thing. Second declension, neuter. Let's go through those endings real quick. I, o, o. A, orum, is, a, is. Okay, lo and behold, you've got ea, eorum, eis, ea, and eis. Okay, so your endings totally match. As long as you memorize the singular, the plural is a snap. You just need to know your endings. That's pretty much it. Okay, and this will not go away, by the way. This pattern is going to continue to repeat. We're going to learn other words that are formatted like this. So this is be important. Okay. Okay, are you guys sure? Yes. Yes.
Is that all for the grammar notes? Or are we gonna like?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. No, I was actually going to have you not do that for the time. So does everyone have these things written down?
Yes.
Wow, that looks so neat. Look at that.
It does. She needs to blanket.
Change it to blank.
If you can change it to blanket, it'll look even better.
It'll look like you can keep on line and be like, oh yeah, that's so cool.
What time do you have?
Ah! That actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wait, can I see? Wow, that looks so cool.
It looks so neat.
It does
So
look
do
so
that.
cool.
If you worked out.